What is up, guys? Rampage here, bringing you another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle, and this is against TetraRadon. You might have heard of him. He's been on Machinima Realm, and yeah, he's actually kind of new at Pokemon Wi-Fi battling, and this was a pretty good battle. So let's get started. So on this team, I'm using some new guys like this Infernape. You see, it's Choice Bandit, and I'm just gonna go for the U-turn on the Dragonite, just because I really can't do anything to this Dragonite with my Infernape. So I'm gonna, U-turn Monk Funk out of there, go out into my Gligar. And he's going to go for the EQ, which is pretty good because I'm immune to it because I'm part flying type. So now I'm just going to set up my Stealth Rocks, which is kind of a, it's funny because it's kind of a mistake to have Stealth Rocks on Gligar because I have two Stealth Rocks on this team, two Stealth Rocks users on this team, so yeah, my fail on my part. But I did switch that afterwards, so it doesn't matter. So anyway, I'm trying to go for the Toxic on the Dragonite, but he switches out into his, I think it's Cinccino or Minccino, one of those. And, this thing won't appreciate the Toxic either, so that's pretty good. I think it's Cinccino. He's going to go for the Workup, which is kind of unusual because you really don't see Workup on competitive Wi-Fi. So I'm going to take this opportunity to Roost Up, and now the Toxic is doing some good damage to him, and I'm going to switch out into my Steel Deal, which is my Naturi. And Naturi is replacing that one guy. It's replacing Skarm, and Infernape is replacing Breloom. Just because I think it'll work just as well as those two did. So he's gonna go for the Bullet Seed on my Naturi, but it didn't really do too much because I had 4 times resist, even though he had a Work Up in the Light Board. And Skill Link, it still didn't do anything basically. So now he's going to be forced to switch out. Well, he's not forced, but he's going to switch out into his Breloom. I'm going to go for the Leech Seed, and he predicted that, so that was a good switch on his part. And now, I'm in trouble right now because Breloom is free to put something to sleep because I'm slower, and, basically, if Breloom comes in on something slower, it's just free to set up. So, he's going to put my Naturi to sleep, and I really didn't want anything else to get put to sleep because I kind of needed everything else after seeing his team on the team preview. So now I'm going to go out into my Gligar because I know he's going to sub up, and I'm just hoping I could break a sub with an Earthquake. So yeah, he's going to go for the Seed Bomb. That's not going to do too much to me because Gligar is really defensive bulky, and plus it has the Eviolite. So I'm going to go for the Earthquake. It doesn't break the sub, unfortunately. And he's now at max HP. He's going to go for the Focus Punch now. And I'm just going to Roost Up right here because I know I need to be at max HP to take any hit. Well, not to take any hit, but to take most hits. He's going to go for the Focus Punch. That's going to do half, which I'm very surprised about because Gligar with the Eviolite is even more bulky than Gliscor, and, it's not taking hits better than the Gliscor would. So, he's going to go for the Focus Punch again. It's starting to hurt a lot, so I'm just going to switch out. I'm going to be forced to father out my Crawdaunt, which it kind of sucks, but I really don't need it that much because I've seen this team. He doesn't have a Reuniclus, which is the only reason why I carry Crawdaunt, because of that stupid Reuniclus. And yeah, so I'm just going to father out my Crawdaunt so I can get a safe switch into my Latios, because I know Latios can take a Focus Punch, and I know Latios can also break the sub with a Psychic because it's super effective, and it's from a Latios, which has good special attack. So the sub fades, which is great. He's going to go for that Focus Punch. It's going to do a lot. It's going to do more than half. But I know he's not going to stay in. He's actually just going to switch out into his Cinccino, I think, or Cinccino. I'm going to go for the Psychic. He fathers this thing out, which I guess is a good play on his part, even though he probably could have saved it for later because he has his own Latios, or maybe he was just scouting to see if I'm choiced. So I guess that's a good play on his part, and he's going to bring out his own Latios. I'm going to go out into my Milotic because I know my Milotic can take a Draco Meteor from a Specs Latios, and whenever I see a Latios, I'm just going to assume it's Specs because that's what they mostly are, and I know my Milotic can take a Specs Draco Meteor. So now he's going to go out into his Blame Truth, and I just went for the Recovery because I wanted to be at max HP, because when you're at max HP you always have that feeling that you can take anything. But I really can't stay in against this Naturi because it does have the Power Whip, and I don't even know if I could take a Power Whip because Naturi does have some decent attack. So he's going to predict my switch, but I'm actually going to go out into my Naturi because Naturi's wall other Naturi's fairly nicely. He's going to go for the Gyro Ball. He does deal himself some Iron Barbs damage, which is pretty good, but it's not really going to help me too much in the long run. So now I'm going to predict his switch in Umbrella and go out into my Infernape. But he's actually going to switch out into his Lucario, which is also great because I do have the close combat. And I know that an extreme speed will not be able to KO me from... Well, it won't be able to KO me from full health unboosted. So I'm going to go for the close combat. That should be a definite easy one-hit KO. Super effective. Bandit, stab. Yeah, definitely one-hit KO. And now one steel type is out of the way, which is great. Now it's going to go out into his Dragonite, and it's great that I set up the rocks because now his multi-scale is broken, and I'm going to go out into my Gligar. He's going to predict that, or maybe he predicted my Latios. He went for the Dragon Claw. It's not going to do much at all because I'm Gligar, like I said before. And I'm just going to be able to roost all the damage off as he brings back out his, this guy. What's this thing called? His Breloom. Yeah, I always forget the name of this Pokemon. So, yeah, I'm going to roost off all my damage because that's the most important thing to do in this situation. And now I'm going to switch out into my Infernape because I'm thinking that he's going to go for the sub and then I could break it with a U-turn. But he just goes straight for the C-Bomb, which I guess is an okay play on his part because he was predicting my switch, obviously, into my Milotic, probably. So now he's going to predict the Flare Blitz and go out into his Dragonite. I'm just going to go for the U-turn. And so now I get a safe switch into my Latios. And I do know that he still has his Naturi, and he probably knows that I'm choiced in some way. But I don't want to over-predict and go for the Hidden Power Fire because he does stay in. And I'm just going to go for the Dragon Pulse. That will be an easy KO on his Dragonite. I need to stop talking so fast. And now he's going to bring in his own Latios, thinking that he can outspeed me. He probably thinks that I'm Specs, but I'm actually Scarfed. He's probably hoping to win the speed tie, but that's not the case. I'm able to KO him with a Dragon Pulse, and that's great because both his dragons are out the way. And yeah, so now he's going to bring out his Naturi, and since I'm locked in Dragon Pulse, I'm going to be forced to switch out. I'm just going to go out to my Milotic. I'm going to try and get the burn and also his Death Body, but he misses his Power Whip, which is great, so now I'm going to be able to fire off a Scald at him. But unfortunately, I do not get the burn. He's going to go for the Power Whip again and miss again, which is very unfortunate for him. But, you know, it's lucky for me because I can try and get the burn off again with another Scald. But I don't get it, which sucks. He will hit this Power Whip, and that is going to be... No, I think I might actually take that with a little bit of HP. Yeah, take that with 64 HP, which is pretty nice. So, now, what am I about to do? I forget. I'm going to go for the Scald again. Hopefully, that's going to, you know, get the burn. But I freaking don't get this burn. Like, whenever anyone else hits me with a Scald, they always get the burn. Whenever I try to do it, like, whenever I do it without trying, I get it. Whenever I try to get it, I don't get it. You know, it's kind of gay. So anyway, I'm going to go out into my, shit, what's this thing called? My Latios for the Hidden Power Fire. He's going to go for the Power Whip. Probably over predicting, I don't know, maybe he's locked into it, but I think he has leftovers, so I'm not sure why he went for that. He's gonna go for the Protect now, just to get more lefties game, but a Hidden Power Fire will still be able to KO him even after lefties. So yeah, I'm gonna go for the Hidden Power Fire again. It's gonna be an easy 2-hit KO, and now the Naturi is out of the way, all he has left is his Breloom. And a Hidden Power Fire should be able to KO this thing easily now, just as well. So I'm going to go for that Hidden Power Fire. And his Breloom is actually going to be able to take that with probably about 1 HP, 5 HP, something like that. Go for the C-Bomb. Finish me off easily. But I still have CB8 with the Mach Punch. So it is a good game, TetraRadon. This was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I hope everybody will get it sometime. You guys make sure you go check out his channel. Comment, rate, subscribe, and see you guys in the near future. Peace out.